Don't drown. Don't drown, Butter or Biddy. Well, not Biddy, but Chewy. You gonna be all right, Chewy? You gonna be all right, Chewy? Not been in water that deep yet. Surely you have. You having fun, buddy? You having fun? Well, you having fun? Yeah, go ahead. Get back in that water. I wish I could do it. I could, but I step off in that and my feet will get stuck in the mud down in the deep. Oh. Oh, there was something that popped its head. Well, it had its head popped up. It just went under. Might have been a turtle. 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 Could have been a turtle. They cut this field down here. If you look behind me, hold on, like this, all that was real tall and grown up. So when I'm coming up that gravel road, a lot of times I just hadn't, I see this pond a lot, but a lot of times the grass is real tall, and they recently cut this for hay and everything. You can see over there. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go over and sit beside that because, like, the one pond that I do pass by a lot, the pond that I pass by a lot on my normal walk is, well, there's two ponds, but they're like over on the other side of a fence. Now, one of them I could get to because the gate is open, and, like, from what I understand, the people that own the property don't really care. There's one particular pond my neighbor used to go down and fish in, and, like, had permission as long as you didn't leave a bunch of trash or something. So, boy, you smell like pond water. What you doing, old Choo-Boo? So, Choo-Boo. Choo-da-boo, 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 choo-da-ba-da-ba-da-boo. Yeah. Had fun outside. The doctor's appointment went pretty well. Of course, I'm probably not going to be on here long. I'm out here walking, and I said that the other day, like whenever I did a live stream, and I ended up doing a stream outside, walking around for 30 minutes or more. But I'm sitting right now, and I'm not in the shade, so you can see that. Um, and there's nobody here. By the time anybody gets a notification and they think I'm live, I'm probably going to be gone from being live, is what I'm thinking. But who knows? We're kind of exploring here. Oh, ow. Oh. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about the people on. Like, I know that the guy that owns this property goes to the church I go to, so, if he was to see me, I don't know what he would say about, like, he might not want people coming over here on his property. I don't really know. Just because I attend church where he goes doesn't mean that he might not necessarily want someone walking around on his property. But most people out this way where I live are pretty kind and considerate. So I would suspect he would probably not have a problem with it as long as I'm not over here doing anything wrong. He'd recognize me. Like, I don't think he knows my name. We don't ever talk or anything, but he owns this land that I'm standing on. He owns across right over there, that field, those things. He owns that house. He rents that house out to people. Out over that way is the church. Then if you go up over this, right over that way is the main road that is right out by my trailer park. Of course, The trailer park is off in that direction, about probably a quarter of a mile or so. And I'm just, and another thing is, if somebody says anything in the chat right now, I might have trouble seeing it because I am out in the open field with the sun beating down. So, like, I can barely see I can see things, but I have my display kind of low too. But keep my display like pretty low so that it don't drain the battery so much. And then of course, I'm not, you know, I didn't take off thinking that I was going to start a live stream out here again. So once again, no, I don't have the gimbal. And I'm kind of just pointing that out because it is a cool tool and I do like it, but I just kind of like that. I just like that's the guy that owns this property. He didn't stop, so I'm sure he probably saw it was me. He don't give a shit. That was him, speak of the devil. I guess he heard it. His ears were burning. I didn't mention his name, though. Boy, isn't that beautiful? I hope that if you are watching that this is some kind of good scenery for you. And I'm going to title this, like I'll go back and rename this. Because like when you just go live and you don't schedule it and don't give it a title, it just says Greycloudyday is live. And I'm using the YouTube app. I'm not using Restream. There was no reason to use Restream right now. I'm not at home and I wouldn't be able to maneuver through it. And, you know, like I'm not even functional completely in the end either. I think if I make it to church this coming Sunday, I think I might try to make sure. Well, like the guy just drove by and looked at me and I waved at him. So once I turned around and he saw it was me, he knows me. We have talked. I know his name. I don't know if he knows my name. His name's Don. But he owns this property here, that property, that house. He owns a bunch of other different properties all through here. He originally owned the property where the church is. He donated all that to the church so that the story about that particular church is that it's fully bought and paid for. That man has been a member for years. He donated the land. A lot of the people that helped build the church were church members. They did everything they could they did everything to build that building without it having like a payment, a mortgage. So it got all done, and within a few years, the building is bought and paid for other than property taxes, I guess. And I don't know how that works with a church because they separate church and state, but I would assume, well, no, that's assuming things is not really what you're supposed to do, especially we will be getting into the third agreement. Like today, we finished the chapter that was talking about the second agreement. Don't take anything personally in the fifth agreement book. And the next step will be introducing the third agreement, which is don't make assumptions. And so, and I don't know why I would assume that because it's separation of church and state because everything a church has is tax deductible, but I still don't know what it meant about property tax type stuff. I would assume, and then once again, there I go. Assumptions will make assholes out of everybody, I think. Isn't that what they say? It makes an ass out of you and me. Okay. I see that somebody did tune in, but it looks to me on my end that they might have lost signal connection or something. I don't know. And once again, I was talking about this to my friend the other day. Like I'm doing better at like not paying attention to that stuff. But I remember last year when I did start streaming, it was almost like every stream for the first little while, I would be obsessed with why the numbers would go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And sometimes there's people actually watching, but it's not registering. They're actually watching. Like I've had people, 5 or 6 people watching before, and it's showing me 2 people, but yet there's 4 people in the chat. So, you never know. Still learning, the whole ropes. I was looking up unlimited hotspots. So I guess if I go with this visible plan that I'm looking at, it's still through Verizon, but it'll give me still unlimited data and talk and text and everything on my phone, but it'll give me an unlimited hotspot. It shows that the visible plan, if you're getting the Pro Plus or whatever it is that I plan to get, like they're having a deal if I sign up before the end of this coming up month, I can get it $6 off a month. So it'd be like $45 or something, or $40 plus tax. So it ended up being about $45. It'll be less than what I've been paying, and it'll give me an unlimited hotspot. Now, it said that it works better as far as there's no cap on a data with the hotspot for that plan. So, but what it does do is it limits your speed. What is it? Is it MPS or whatever? Like how I guess ever fast it's uploading or downloading something. So if you're on the best plan they've got for their unlimited hotspot, it would go at 15 MB or whatever the hell that is. Which I was reading said this would be pretty good. Whereas if you're using Verizon itself or Total by Verizon, you do get an unlimited hotspot now with the same for $60 a month. But after 20 gigabytes of that hotspot data, it will slow your speed down to 3 M. Is it MPS or MB? Whatever the hell that means. Something per second or whatever. I think if anybody's watching and knows anything about what I'm talking about, they know what I'm trying to say. So it said, if you're wanting to have true unlimited data on the hotspot, the visible plan's pretty good. Whereas if I was using the Total or straight through Verizon, and the reason I'm talking about this is because I do have a laptop at the trailer that I was blessed to be sent, and in order for me to really get that up and running and learn it and be utilizing it for some of my videos and for my live streams, I'm going to need, a good connection with the internet. So that's why I just haven't been using it a lot yet, because my hotspot at the moment is pretty limited. Now, it said with Verizon, if you're using straight through Verizon, let me make sure I don't damn trip over here. I don't want to. Okay. But it said through, like Verizon, it doesn't limit the amount, I guess the megabytes per second, but it limits your data. Like once you reach their data limit cap on their hotspot, then you will still have an unlimited hotspot, but it'll slow those speeds down, those megabytes per second down to 3. And it said if you're really wanting to stream movies, YouTube, any kind of thing like that, that's really not very sufficient. I did see somebody review the visible plan on the most basic level, and theirs was at, if you get the most basic visible plan with unlimited hotspot, it's at 5 megabytes per second or whatever. So they said as far as doing basic maneuvering on the internet, it was pretty good. But when it comes to if you're wanting to multitask or something, and then another thing on the visible plan is also it limits how many, like if I get the visible plan, I can only have one hotspot, one connected device to my hotspot at a time, which is no big deal because I want the unlimited hotspot mainly for myself to use my computer. So not a big deal, right? Okay, enough of that babble. Gray cloud. Let's kind of focus on right now. See, I wanted to do a live stream, but I was going to wait till I got back home. And then I was like, man, that pond just looked too cool. And then since the field has been cut for a little while. I was like, man, I'm going to walk my ass over there. Now, on a cooler morning or a cooler afternoon, I may go over there and sit more, and that might be a new spot for me to just be out here and be by myself meditating, not even a live stream or something. Okay. Yeah, that's one of them damn, it's not a hawk, it's a damn, I believe that's a, is it one, what is it? It's not a vulture, but it's like a vulture. You know what I'm saying? It's a carrion type. It's a scavenger. It's looking for dead bodies or some shit to eat on. What is it called? Can't remember. Now, the other day when I was out here, and I was pretty sure that what I was filming was a hawk. It was, I could kind of tell the difference. That right there, when it got pretty close to me, I could see what it was. I'm kind of enjoying, like, ever since I just kind of randomly did this a few weeks ago on Greycloud's thoughts, as far as deciding to do a live stream, this has become one of my favorite ways to do this. Just like now, of course, if I have a lot of people wanting to interact with me, it might be more of an issue. Like if I go through the YouTube app, I usually set it up a few minutes ahead of time so that I can go in and then type in my Cash App and everything if anybody wants to help me out or something. But it's not like that's the main objective. It's not like I'm getting on here and trying to just, like, I'm not usually even saying anything to anybody. Now, if I really needed something, I'd bring it up and ask, but there's quite a few of you guys that have helped me out in the past, and I really appreciate it. Some of you I've actually sent something back to. Some of you tell me don't damn worry about it. Over the years, I've had several people that we've connected and really become friends, not just internet friends, but like literal talking through the phone type of friends, like on text. Or I'm going to sit in the shade for a minute here. See. Whoa. It feels good to be out and about, though. Son of a bitch, I'm sitting on something. Oh, yeah. So, sit here for a minute before I head back walking. Plus, in the shade, if somebody pops in and says something, I'll be able to see the message a lot easier. I was walking around listening to some more Eckhart Tolle. There's one of them butterflies I was filming earlier, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it. No, you ain't gonna. That's the only thing I hate about like, I'm using the app, but I can't zoom in and I can't pull out, like zoom and back up through. Now, I think and I haven't really needed to do that on Restream either, but I don't know if I have that ability on Restream if I was using it. Like, even if I was using Restream right now, walking around here, I'm not sure I would have the necessary, like, I don't know if, but that might be something I need to try next time I do it through Restream. Just see if I have that ability. Oh, Chewy. Of course, I have my actual dog, Biddy, in the trailer. Because you see, Chewy, if he's out and sees me walking out of the trailer park, he always follows me. And I really don't like him to follow me because he gets into shit. He'll stir stuff up. Like, there's a lot of people out this way, hardly anybody has their dogs or animals on a damn leash because there's like really no leash law out this way. We're out in the damn BFE. And then another thing, like yesterday when I was walking and I walked up past the church, I walked on the main road yesterday all the way up to where the church is from the trailer. I sat up there for like an hour and a half, like just chilling and looking at people come and go out of the restaurant and traffic, and I would look at the sky and the wind blowing the trees. Kind of meditative, But he did follow me, somewhat. He followed me up to a certain point off of the main road, out in the fields and the grass. But I remember one time turning around and he was on the side of the road in the grass looking up my way, but he must have ended up turning around. And as aggravating as he is, I still wouldn't want him to get hit by a car. But, a dog will be a dog. And they don't know no different. I envy I envy nature sometimes. Like I envy I envy animals because they're not as, like, yes, they're conscious and they are somewhat aware, but they're not as self-aware as us, or at least we think they're not. You know what I mean? Like, can we really prove that? Well, I mean, based on how we function and everything, maybe we can deduce that no, they don't have the same type of consciousness. But what I'm getting at is, I used to envy the fact that they just exist and they're just like, they are conscious and they're constantly just experiencing things. And like a dog can just, at the drop of a hat, decide, hey, I'm going to take a nap and lay down and within 5 minutes be asleep. Where we as humans, a lot of times, like when I tell myself, well, I'm going to lay down and go to bed, it might be an hour later before I fell asleep. It's like I can't just do like a cat or a dog. Now, you can train yourself to do that. I've seen and read about that, like where learning how to just go about your day as if, just being conscious, but not putting a lot of, like, being present without too much thinking. And that's what I am trying to do myself right now. What you doing on, buddy? Cute butt. He does look healthy. Like, everybody's taking care of him in the trailer park lately. This dog's been shot like about 3 times because, like I said, he run off and kill someone's animal, or, well, I don't think he actually killed anybody's animal, but he was after someone's cat a while back, and that's why I stopped letting him be at my trailer. Because at one time, I was allowing him to get up on my bed, and he had a little chair that he would sit in the living room, but some bitch, he ran off chasing someone's cat and got on somebody else's property and stuff, and they came over there with guns shooting at him. They done hit him once. I was like, I ain't gonna have this. He wasn't my dog to begin with. I don't need the headache. And he survived, and other people took care of him, and I throw stuff out to him, and he's still around. He's kind of like, you could say, the trailer park dog. Where Biddy is officially like my partner, my friend, like, lives at my trailer. I just didn't want Chewy to be associated with my trailer per se anymore, because I didn't want to go through that again. Because I tell you, that tore me up, seeing somebody getting, like, chasing after him, and I understood. Like, they don't want their animals chased after. They don't want their damn livestock or something destroyed or killed by some random dog. It really don't have an owner per se, but people are just taken care of. And that's another reason I'm so happy I was able to get I was real happy that I was able to get rid of all the puppies, like 2 individual people. And each person that got a puppy seemed to vary. Now, of course, you can't know for certain. You never know what a kind of person you're handing an animal off to or something. But they all genuinely seemed like they were decent people. That's, at least the puppies have a better chance than if I took them to the local, pound, because there is not a no-kill shelter around here. I'm not going to wonder, a bunch of, God darn it, got stuck there. I was going to walk off in there, but not that I need to. See all these things that are like sticky right there. They'll catch got my flannels on. It's getting that kind of weather be wearing my flannel pants all the time. Like a lot of people think, I've had people like even at church, because I wear these everywhere. If they got pockets in them, this is what I buy. There's a thrift store where I can go and get these from $2 to $4 a pair, and if they got pockets in them, I get them. They're comfortable. They're easy to put on. But I've had people at church before, or even out in public, like be at a restaurant and someone serving me. And I remember a waitress one time saying, "It must be nice to just go out in public in your pajamas," like making a joke. And I said, "I wear these everywhere. Like I wear them like they're regular pants." Grey Cloud goes for comfortability. I ain't trying to. Like sometimes I do think about what people are thinking about me. Like if it's a friend or something, um, I might be concerned about what they might think and stuff. That was the guy Don that owns that land over there that I was on. I waved at him. Of course, I didn't show you his truck or nothing, but that's who was driving up through here. He's a good man, though. Like, I always used to think he was an asshole, but it's just he just don't talk a lot, and he's just kind of like set in his ways, I'm sure. But like he does, he's the one that is in charge of every third Sunday of the month. The church that we go to gives out food boxes, and so in the place where they give the food boxes at ain't at the church. It's up there where the old Ace Hardware was, and Don owns the old Ace Hardware. Him and his brother, or whatever, their family owned the Ace Hardware, that property, the storage buildings up there, all of this different land that, and but he runs that part of outreach and stuff of the church, community, giving, and like anybody that lives in this community can go up there and get the boxes. They don't have to go to the church. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing. Like whether you believe in God or go to church or not, I think anybody that is trying to help other people is a good thing. Like it's nothing but a plus to me. Hey, hi there. I guess G. Yeah, hey G. What's up? I'm just wandering around. I'd said when I started this, I didn't think I'd be here long, but here I am again walking around for 30 minutes in a live stream. But it's kind of fun. And I think maybe, after it gets done processing and it becomes a video, it might be something fun that some people like to come across and just see the scenery that I'm sharing. Heard old Chewy running up the road. I hope you're having a good day, G. G Money. What's up, G Money? G Money. Chewy, get back over here. You don't go in their property. And go up there and get damn ate up by that damn, I know that property has a big old, what are them called? I think it's a sheepdog, but it's a dog that guards the chickens on that property. It probably damn, if Chewy goes over and gets too close to it, it probably hurt him. I know he wandered off there the other day, and I could hear the damn dog barking. Yeah, G, I believe I saw your chat. I think I saw your message before. You might have disappeared. I don't know if you're still there, but if I'd been in the sunlight, I might not have seen it. But I was in the shade. Once I got up, I could see that you said hi. So I just like to make sure I acknowledge that. And there's also people that watch that have told me, like just based on wherever they live in the world, that sometimes they just enjoy when someone's outside. Like, like there's a friend of mine over in Wales. He said he always enjoyed seeing my videos or something if I was outside. Because it's just a different environment, a different scene from what some people and wherever they live. Some bunch of nice fluttering butterflies out and about today. I can hear chickens. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so, and I was looking up that whole hotspot thing because tomorrow I should get paid. So I got to know which plan I'm going to go with, what thing, you know. The only problem is tomorrow, see, it's Thursday. By the time I order it, and then we have I need the Sims card to come in before the 3rd because I believe that's how mine's set up. Like, I don't want my current plan to run out before my Sims card comes in from the, because I think I am going to go with Visible, spend a little less every month, but still get the same basic plan, like still get all the unlimited data from the phone and all that, but the big plus, an unlimited hotspot, so then I can start trying to learn how to use that laptop better. I hope I don't end up having trouble with the laptop, like battery overheating too bad, but like laptops are known to do that. But like if I'm using it for an extended period of time, like especially if I'm streaming, I'll have to have it set up just right. Like if I get to streaming and I'm streaming for an hour and a half, 2 hours, because sometimes that does happen. Like I think the longest I've ever really went is a little over 3 hours. But at some point, I do want to get to where I can have a pretty cool stream that can be lengthy, and we have other people on, and I'm pulling up stuff and looking at it and talking about different fun or serious subjects. It don't always have to be fun. It's a really nice day today. The weather's been cool the past few days. The temperatures have dropped quite a bit. At night, we're getting in the 60s and stuff. And this like shift in the weather, it's making me just feel like in the mornings, I can tell, even if I've slept okay and stuff, I feel like I'm having a harder time getting going. Like it's a little bit longer taking to get kick started. So, but I don't know. And then I just feel a solemnness. Like as we get more into becoming officially fall here shortly in a little while, that will kind of start to happen for me. Just a solemnness, I don't know how to explain it other than that. Uh, and so, uh, I'm so I finally have rewrote the notes that I took on Bronze Star, the graphic novel, the volume 1 or whatever, Mike Barron comic book, and I am going to attempt to see if I can make that video today when I get back. Especially since I chose to do a live stream right now, like while I'm walking and stuff. I don't see any necessary. I don't see it. I guess if I want to, I can go live again. But I don't see that it's necessary unless I just have some other stuff I want to talk about. Or if when I get home, I'm communicating with someone and they're like, hey, let's do a stream. I want to come on and hang out for a little while. Then I might be tempted to do that. Oh, whew, sit down for a second again. So what I did was I came up from the other direction and I crossed over the little side road and we're back on the opposite side. I'm still on the gravel road, of course. And just exploring because I'm having a little bit of fun here. Uh, and it'd be better if I just turned the camera around, because the whole idea of why I'm doing this is so that you guys can see where I'm at, the environment. You can see how pretty of a day it is. You can see, the fields or the whatever it is that I'm looking at, as opposed to having it turned onto my face. What's up, Justin? Or Austin, I mean. I hope you're doing okay. Hello there, buddy. I'm out and about right now. I'm, like I said a little bit ago to everybody, I'm enjoying, like a few weeks ago, I did a live stream on my second channel, and I was on the side of the road. And then since then, I've done a couple of more live streams on this channel. Like I did one the other day, walking around on this gravel road. And I walked up that way too. And I think it's kind of fun. Of course, the dilemma would be if a lot of people show up and start communicating with me, it might become a little bit more complicated, because I do like the interaction. So I appreciate you at least saying hi. And it is, I mean, it feels good out here, but like I'm sweating, like, because when you're not in the shade, you are in the sun, even if it is cooler weather. I hope you are doing good where you're at, wherever you're at. I'll get up here in a second, move around a little more, but I'm having a good day, and I'm grateful to be alive. So when I got to walking, and I just was like, man, let's do a live stream. Let's touch base with people, let's say, hey, it's a good day. I hope everybody has a good day themselves. I hope wherever you're at, you're doing good, But like I said, when I get home, I'm hoping to maybe work on a video for the second channel about that Bronze Star graphic novel. So that's where I'm at on that. But that's not necessarily, that might not necessarily be what happens, because I do need to do some dishes. So I might get home and do dishes and end up not making a video today for the second channel like I was hoping. But, my friend told me don't be trying to force it on me. Like, I don't need to put pressure on myself. It's just sometimes I want to do more than I'm doing. And I know that I have the capability of doing more for the channel, either one of the channels, than I am already doing. And so I'm just trying to get myself to that point and more disciplined on stuff. But I understood what he was saying. Like, I don't need this to be like, I don't need to feel pressured. Like, if I don't get a video up on some days, it's going to be okay. But, when you don't keep on it, and like, if you start slacking, then, you start stagnating, and people start forgetting about it and stuff. So, but this ain't the only life I live. It's not like I said before, this ain't what makes, I don't make a living at this or anything. I don't make any money at this unless somebody helps me out a little bit here and there. And that's usually just because I need something, or people just feel like they want to help out. And it's always appreciated. Behind me is a cow pasture. Oh, yeah, I remember. But yeah. Heck, I've been on here for 38 minutes, almost 40 minutes. Let's see, what are we going to do? I'm going to end this. We're going to wrap this up here in a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can stand up. Hold on a second. Well, I know I can stand up. I still have the use of my legs. But I needed to put the phone down for a second so I could get up. There you go, Chewy. Chewy. Hey, Emil. I'll stay on for a few more minutes. It's just I've already been, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that. Well, you'll see when you go back and see that I started it. It's one of them deals where you see I started is pretty cool, because I actually went and sat down beside a little pond for a minute and just had the camera showing the water, and Chewy was like getting in it and swimming. They had just recently cut that field down where it's at, and so I could actually go over there. Like a lot of times, if the grass, the field was real grown up and stuff, I wouldn't cut off through there because I didn't feel like walking through all that tall ass grass or whatever. Well, they cut that a while back, and I was like, I happened to walk up there and was like, you know what, I'm going to go over here and sit down. And at first I was just going to make a video. I was just going to make a video there by the pond. And then I was like, nope, I should just do a live stream. And my intention was all of just to be there 10 or 15 minutes live and then turn it off. But I just kind of rolled with it, and then a few people popped in and have said hello. So Austin, I do recognize Austin because they've been in our chat before. And G, I believe, is someone new to me, but anybody watching is always appreciated. If you haven't hit the like button, please do, if you don't mind. And if you're new to the channel, like if you've not ever been at this channel, what you'll see as far as videos and stuff, a lot of times I'm talking about spiritual stuff. I share from different books and things that have helped me or, are currently helping me. And I also share my personal walk in life and struggles. And then a lot of times, a lot of the shorts and stuff I make are like shorts of just the scenery from when I'm walking, and I add a little music to it and stuff, or things like that. If you go back in the channel history, at one time, there was a mixture of action figure content and stuff, because, I was collecting action figures and was trying to get into the customization of them. And I did do a little bit of custom work, but I kind of gave that up last year. Haven't bought any new action figures or anything like that in over a year. Still got a bunch of my stuff, but got rid of a lot of it too. Yeah, I was saying earlier, though, I was saying I generally don't like him to be following me, but it's cool that he does. I personally, if I can, I put Biddy inside my trailer and leave her, because now sometimes she walks with me. I mean, you've seen where, like, sometimes I choose to let her, like, if I can't get her in the trailer and I want to go for a walk, I'll go for a walk, but then I'm also limited on how far I want to go and where I want to go. Like, usually if Biddy ain't going to come in the trailer and let me get her in there and close the door behind me, then the only places I'll walk is maybe up this far and down the gravel road and stuff. Now, like yesterday when I decided to go on the main road and walk up towards the church that way and sit for a while, I definitely left her in the trailer. And what I was saying was that Chewy actually he followed me yesterday for a good ways on the main road, and there ain't much I can do about that. But he didn't get hurt, and he ended up turning around and going. Like, he's pretty smart. He knows to stay off the actual road. He was like off on the side into the grass and the fields and stuff, but still. I'd feel bad if I had to actually see it happen, which happened last year. His mama, actually, I seen her get hit right in front of me one morning and killed. I was walking. It was still dark. I was just going to walk up to the local restaurant, and that Lilith was following me. She wasn't really nobody's dog, but we all took care of her. She was following me, and she had been okay, and then all of a sudden, she got on the actual road, and I'm on the side of the road, and I was trying to get her to come back to me because the car was coming, and she just stood there looking at me right as the car just went boom, just hit her. Oh, God, that was like a sickening feeling. That was a very sickening feeling. I did pull her off the road and stuff, but I'm telling you, that was sickening. There's a car coming. Let me get out of the way here. That's pretty cool, that truck sitting out there. So them guys are cool. They own that. They actually own that land right there. Those guys that just passed by me, they own that land with the truck on it. They're another set of people that own cattle and do things. So you can kind of see where I'm living and what kind of stuff is out this way. Yeah, but I do like that Chewy follows me. He's kind of like, secure in the area. It's just, anytime a dog is following me, it limits on how far down the road I want to go, because I never know. There's a lot of days I'm just walking less than the bare minimum, but there are days that I just want to take off and just go somewhere, and I don't need either of the dogs following me, because I just don't want them getting hurt, or I don't want the hassle of having to make sure I take care of, like, keep up with them while I'm trying to go somewhere. Either way, let's wrap this one up, guys, and I appreciate you watching. Yeah, it does suck. It was like I just happened to get up that morning and I had money, and I was like, I'm going to go to this restaurant. And I was walking, instead of taking the back road, I took the main road, and because it's quicker to do that. If I go to the main road and cut up, I can get to the restaurant and the church a little bit quicker. And then you had Lilith following me, and like I said, I was saying, come here, Lilith, come here, and I didn't really have time to step out into the road and try to get her and pull her, because there was a car coming, and it was like, like, it just ain't a good feeling. It's not it wasn't a good feeling seeing something, especially like she had been around for a while. She had survived for a year and a half or two around the trailer park and stuff. But his mom looked just like him, basically. So he's got his mom's. He's got a lot of his mom in him. Biddy looks like the dad. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I think it's been a decent stream. I appreciate anybody that did stop by and say hi. I hope I didn't bore anybody. I'm trying to do things and show you a cool environment out and about in the Alabama countryside here. So until next time, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Emil, I'll probably holler at you in a little bit, but you know what I'm talking about. Just like I'll hit you up. But I'm going to get off of here so I can turn my headphones back on, and I'm going to start walking back towards the trailer. So you guys have a good day. Until next time, old Grey Cloud here, Sage of the Eternal Moment, over and out. Ditto.